Hello guys, this is just a friendly reminder and warning by the Digression session guys here at Bleeped Up Productions. We're putting this out on YouTube, so it might get YouTube copyright striked because of some of the videos or maybe the music we use in these episodes. If you want to have the opportunity to listen to all the audio uninterrupted, you can go to our Podbean link in the description of this video. But obviously, if it doesn't get copyrighted strikes, you can watch it and see all the glory that is on YouTube. But if it does get striked, some stuff might have to get cut out. But for the whole uncensored amazingness, which is the music or the videos or even the clips we put in, head down to the Podbean link in the description. And without further ado, let's get straight into this podcast. Let's go! Right, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Digression Session episode 7. You've got more? Awesome sauce. I'm literally edited that out so no one knows what we're talking about, but cool. We're talking about the perfect album. And today with me, I'm one of your co-hosts, Lee. Another one, well, I'm going to say a co-founder of this podcast. Across from me is my good friend Ben.
And the founder of this podcast is Dan.
And Dan. We are a three-headed hydra, but it's the ongoing joke. It is the ongoing joke of Dan is the father of all podcasts. But today we're talking about the perfect album. Now, we had a round of disc golf, and we had a discussion about this. Now, this is... When we say perfect album, we don't mean like, oh, there's a couple of good songs on there. It's like, this is an album you would not skip a single track. Right, Dan?
Yeah, so... and we would probably do the podcast that goes alongside this of the perfect movie. But,
yeah.
For a long time, for years and years, I've always based this question. I've got a perfect movie question and a perfect album question.
Okay.
The perfect album question is you have to be able to play the album from start to finish and not skip a track.
Mm-hmm.
Skits, you can skip.
Okay.
Because, like I explained to Ben yesterday on the phone, you take the Marshall Mathers LP, for example, you've got the Kenkenist skit.
Yeah. Okay.
Funny the first time, funny gets less funny.
Right, gotcha.
Every time you listen to the album.
Okay.
So, you know, skits don't count, but songs, if you skip a song, it's not a perfect album. It's as simple as. It doesn't matter how good the album is, because there are some absolutely incredible albums out there, but if you have to skip a song, and Marshall Mathers LP is one of them for me. There's one song I skip on that.
I think that's what our crucial thing about this podcast is. If you have to skip a song, it's not perfect then.
Yeah, and if you're grinning and bearing a song because you can't be asked to stand up and skip it.
100%. I literally did that with a few of my honourable mentions. I was like, oh, this is really shit. Oh, it's got to be an honourable mention. It's not perfect compared to the other things I've listened to.
The other thing is it can't be a collaborative album.
Okay. Or not a greatest hits, because that seems a bit of a cop-out.
Yeah, greatest hits, no, you can't have that.
Okay. I have had a few greatest hits albums mentioned today.
Yeah.
So I was like, technically, it is an album, but obviously taking some of their bits from... Like, the funniest thing was, here's a weird thing, because we're going to jump into honourable mentions. I was listening to Green Day today, and then I listened to their international hits, which is kind of their greatest hits. Yeah. Half that CD is just the Dookie album.
Yeah.
And I literally was like, that's an honourable mention. Like, that album's banging. There's a few songs I'd skip, but like, this CD you've just printed, and it's basically one of your first ever albums.
Yeah. It is a banging CD, though, to be fair.
It is a good... International hits is a pretty dong... So, yes.
And the other thing, and I didn't really think about this till today, actually, because I had some Amy McDonald on in the car on the way over here. And I thought, actually, you could put maybe a Pogues album on or a Dropkick Murphys album on if you was having beers. Yeah. And you could put the album on start to finish and no one would go, something changed.
Something changed, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
But
you're not really listening to it.
You're not really listening to it.
You got to be listening to it.
Listening.
Yeah. So
listening is the key.
That's another rule just to throw in there.
Not grin and bear it. You got to listen to it. Not skippable. Yeah. It's very specific because it also, hopefully our listeners are like now yelling at us like, you're going to miss this album, you're going to miss this album. Yeah. It's like, if it is, awesome, we'll listen to it and see what you guys think, because everyone has their own take on music as well. I feel like everyone has their likes as well. The
biggest thing is this is personal preference.
100%. And there's also, when you say it's a perfect album, people are like, I need to go listen to that then. If they think that's really that good, how amazing can it be? And you might find someone.
But if you don't agree with me, you're wrong.
I don't know. You introduced Big Wet to me, Ben, so I waited for you to stop drinking. But yeah, Big Wet. I'm a big fan. If she ever listens to these podcasts, she knows.
It's a great track. Not probably not a great album.
I don't know.
Like,
I think her album's basically her OnlyFans, like pretty much. Probably.
I don't know.
I don't know what it could
I've
be.
listened
No
to one
idea.
song.
No idea. Right. Honourable mentions then, Dan.
Yeah, well, the thing is, as we just said prior to starting the cast, is that if we just spoke about honourable mentions, this cast would go on forever and a day.
There is a few.
Yeah, there is a lot.
Yeah.
So I just mentioned the Marshall Mathers LP.
Yeah.
It's considered his best.
I was just a little baby boy, my mama used to tell me these crazy things. She used to tell me my daddy was an evil man. She used to tell me he hated me. Stand. I'm back. That's why they call me Slim Shady. I'm back. I'm Slim Shady, yes, I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up.
By his fans, it's considered his best album.
Right.
It's a great album. It's a fantastic album. But there is a song that I skip. Do you know what the worst part about the song I skip is? I can't remember what it's called. But yesterday I was on the phone to Ben. I was like, am I sure there's a song that I skip on that? And I went back to the album and I was like, oh, what's this song? And I pressed it. And the moment it started playing, I was like,
Yeah, it's this one.
I'll get about halfway through this now. And that's when I'm like, no, I can't do this anymore. This is a shit song.
Well, that's the issue, because obviously we played disc golf on the regular. Check out our other podcast. I mentioned Demon Days to you.
Kids with guns. Kids with guns. Coming out. It's there.
And you said there's a few you would skip, Lee, and I was like, I don't know. And then I went and listened to it, and I was like, yeah, there's like 2 I'd skip. So that's an honourable mention.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I
Absolutely
really love
incredible
Demon Days, but there's like
What did you
2.
skip?
There's one about like a monkey island with Dennis Hopper.
Ben.
Shut up.
That's the best song on
It's
the
not
album.
the best song on the album. There's so many good songs on that
Out of
album.
the monkey's head is
Yeah.
the best song on the album. Right? I knew you were going to say
I know
that
it.
one.
I know. Say,
You're wrong.
I'm sorry. I'm wrong then in your eyes.
You are wrong.
Sorry. And I'm a big Gorillaz fan as well. Like, if I could, I would try and put all their albums on there, but there's some tracks I would skip. Oh, Sad Pandas.
And I really enjoyed their new album.
Yeah.
What's it called? Cracker Island.
Yeah, Crying On is cracking.
Yeah.
But
Great album.
again,
But the songs I skipped.
songs I would skip.
Songs I skipped since
Sorry, Ben.
the first time and the second time I put the album on.
I'm sorry. Hopefully this doesn't ruin our friendship, because I
Pissed me
didn't
off.
remember.
That's such a good song.
Don't get me wrong. The late Dennis Hopper is amazing on it. It's just after hearing some of the songs on there, I'm just like, I want to keep the good times rolling.
But while we're on...
Yeah,
But that's what makes a...
I'm excited. Here we go. This is going to break
If you
our
have
podcast.
a load of songs that are all the same,
Uh-huh.
just because they're all good songs,
Okay.
it doesn't necessarily make it a perfect album.
Okay.
That song being different could potentially make that a perfect album.
I would agree with that. I also feel like where it was in the album
Need a
was...
little change. It's at the end.
It is, but I'm on
It's
a
a
high.
slow talking story song to finish the album. It's the perfect place for it.
I actually like that song. Just
See, this
putting
is
that
why
out there.
I feel like this is the perfect podcast to divide our friendships. Because it's like, we all have our own opinions. I don't think any of us are wrong, because we're entitled to our opinions. We might be wrong in
I
some
think
others.
you're
Okay, fair play, Ben. Fair play, Ben.
I'm not sugaring it.
I'm not.
Like,
But there's a few where I was like, I would just skip it. Like, another one. Here we go. Red Hot Chili Peppers, By the Way.
Fly away on my cell phone. I feel it more than ever.
I was so high on that album. Like, when I was driving down to Bournemouth recently, I listened to that album, was like, this is amazing. And then I went back and listened to it today and was like, I would skip this song. It starts off so good. About halfway through, then fades. And I'm like, shit. I really wanted that to be a perfect album. What other ones? I've got a list.
So while we're on David Albarn,
okay.
Blur, and I'm just trying to think what album it is.
Is it the one with the rate?
It's Park Life.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Girls who are boys, who like boys, who beat girls, who dig boys, like their girls, who do girls. That's why just grin and bear it, 'cause it's not worth the trouble of an argument. You should cut down on your pork life, mate. Get some exercise. All the people, some and it looks like we might have made it. Yes,
What an absolutely incredible album.
But
there's songs that I'll skip. And I am a huge Blur fan.
did you see what he did recently?
What, say...
For a paddy.
For a paddy.
Yeah.
I'm never playing again. It's my ball.
I love it.
Yeah, went home. Took his ball, went home.
What a lad.
Bender.
I love the guy.
Oh, it's no worse than Bruce Dickinson. I'm a big Iron Maiden fan as well.
Okay.
And I trawled through the Iron Maiden.
I was going to say
albums
they've got
and
a discology.
they've got great albums, but nothing that sits that perfect one.
Yeah.
But he recently shouted at his fans about them getting stoned in the front row, and he was getting stoned off the fumes. And you're like, you're not very rock and roll anymore, are you, mate?
He's an old man.
He just wants to get high and chill.
No, he doesn't want to get high.
That's the problem.
Oh,
He
okay.
didn't want to get high.
He didn't
was
want to get
like,
high.
I'm getting high off your shit.
So, I'm a really quite a big Idols fan.
What? Idols as in the Idols?
As in Idols.
Okay.
Don't call them the Idols because Rhiannon tells me off because I do.
Does she? So does she listen to this podcast though as well?
No.
Oh, I was going to say,
Probably not.
if she did, I would just personally keep saying it wrong.
They've got a lot of albums that are good.
But
Some of them are fucking brilliant.
But
there are skippable songs on all the albums.
yeah,
Like-
okay. So
I don't know.
another one I would say is Michael Jackson, controversial guy outside of pop, but as an artist, unreal. Like,
Yeah,
I was
100%.
close. I was close to adding Dangerous. Because I listened to it today, but there was one song I would skip on it, and I'm like, shit, this album's phenomenal, except for that one song, and it's not perfect.
I've got another honourable mention. 'Cause
Okay.
I was looking at it the other day. Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Flavoured Water.
I was trying to find a Limp Bizkit album.
Generation. Yeah. This time I'ma let it all come out. This time I'ma stand up and shout. I'ma do things my way. It's my way. Back up. Tell me what you gonna do now. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling. Hate me. Now I know why you wanna hate me. 'Cause hate is all the world has even seen lately.
I love
That's
Significant
the
Other.
closest one to a perfect album. But
Okay.
there's still a couple of skippable songs on there.
Yeah. See, that's an honourable mention. That's a good time album though as well. Like you just have that on and just.
So
Go
my
on.
favourite artist of all time,
Okay.
Meatloaf.
Okay.
I want to throw an honourable mention in there.
Okay.
There is a perfect album coming later.
Okay. But
There's an honourable mention. Welcome to the Neighbourhood.
Tell her I'm a rebel. She said yeah without a clue. Just need some understanding where the rubber meets the road. Welcome to pretend that's the truth. Do anything you ask me to. This is about love. It's about forgiveness. Oh, tell me now. Tell me like it is.
very overlooked album.
Okay.
And it is fantastic. There's a song towards the end that's got a bit of a samba theme that I'm not over keen on.
You're just not big on the samba.
It's not big on the samba.
It's like who's not big on jazz out of all you?
Oh, I hate jazz.
Jazz. There we go. I'm not going to don't get started on jazz.
Jazz is shit.
But it's not.
It really, really is.
But it's not.
I was
it
waiting.
makes me want to smash my head against the wall.
You just don't get it.
I don't want Dan to
No.
implode. I don't want him to leave after this
No.
many episodes and just be like, our friendship is terminated.
People who like jazz are just trying to be cool. Trying too fucking hard. Fucking jazz.
No, it's just different, innit?
just shit.
Speaking of, it's different.
Blah, 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 blah. Fuck off.
Honourable mentions then. I had Muse and I was looking hard at Muse.
Come on my list.
So there's one that I
Now, I can't
almost...
tell you what the albums are called, but which was Hurricanes and Butterflies from?
Absolution.
Absolution.
Yeah, I do like that.
So
album.
Absolution
That's
was
the
on
one.
the chopping block for me, and also the Black Holes and Revelations. There's a few songs on both of those albums where I'm like, I'd skip that song. And it's annoying because I was like, listened to it and was like, it reminded me of my journey listening to NF and probably from the high of listening to that album again. And then going into that, I was like, oh, this set, no. Just like it peaked down on that one song. I'm just like, maybe if it was rearranged a bit, it probably would have been perfect. But like listening back to back to back.
Perfect album, actually. There is a couple that are a bit.
What?
Absolution.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a few I'm like, there's some bangers on there, but it's not perfect. And that's why it's an honourable mention, because it's like one or two songs. Because I could mention a lot of the Metallica. I listened to a lot of Metallica today, and I was like, oh, shit. But there's one on there that is a perfect album.
There's some recent albums as well. You know I'm a huge fan of Ren. Ren is incredible. Sick Boy is one of my favourite albums. Yeah,
okay.
It is one of my favourite albums. It is absolutely fantastic. But
Okay.
Put it on the other day, and literally yesterday I think it was, and I was listening through it again, and I think now the initial buzz of Ren's got an album out has died down. There are songs that I either skip or can't wait till they get to the end.
Have you killed it though? Have you played it too much?
No, because I've not listened to the whole album for a while now.
So what was what was Showbiz?
No.
Okay. I was going to say.
These albums, Origin of Symmetry.
I might need to go back and listen to that. Maybe. That might be up there. That's a good shout. That's a very good shout, actually.
I opened it on Spotify and every single song was liked. And I went, that's it then.
That's like I might have to go back and listen to that album then.
But if you put that album on start to finish
And listen to
it,
Yeah.
Ben's like, yeah. Ben listens to them. I think you listen to more music than me and Dan probably combined. Because you just listen. You always listen to some sort of music. Even when we're playing on PlayStation, you're singing something else because you've got music on the thing. I think you've constantly got music.
I listen to a lot of music, and I'd actually agree with that. Because Ben's always
got music on.
Always got an earphone in.
I feel like his life is a musical.
It wouldn't surprise me if you turn around now and you got an earphone in.
I took it out.
He took it out.
But some podcasts I've got music on.
Yeah,
Sometimes
true.
we're recording a podcast, I'm listening to something.
I love it.
It don't surprise me.
Yeah.
That's
a good shout.
You know that my number one passion is music. I've always got music on.
I feel like this is
this
is one of those casts where we're going to have a very diverse, perfect album, but also you'll see what we like as music. Right, I'm throwing a wrench in here because I thought this was a perfect album for ages until listening to it today, and then I would skip 1 or 2 songs. Kanye West, Graduation.
Flash, lights, flash.
Do it makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
Maybe we could start again. But if you really cared for, then you wouldn't have never hit the airport to follow your dreams. Sometimes I still talk to her, but like we always do at this time, I go for mine. I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky.
I thought that was a banger album. That's Kanye. Graduation is his best album. Unfortunately, it's not a perfect album because I was like, oh shit, I'd skip this one. Fuck. Like literally, I was like gutted because I was like, that was one of the first on the stack of listening to today, and I was like, this is. Last time I heard this, I thought it was a banger, and there's 1 or 2 I would skip.
Listen to the 2024 album, yeah.
I hear it's good, but I haven't heard it.
I like a lot of his stuff.
Yeah,
I like a lot of his stuff, and this is I went through Kanye as well. And
College Dropout.
What did you say is
Graduation.
That's not his best album.
No, College Dropout's up there, but Graduation is really good.
Yeah, College Dropout's got some absolute bangers on
but
it.
also some absolute stinkers.
Yeah, but Graduation's a good album, start to finish. It's just got a few that you skip.
Yeah. I love it. We're just Oh, see, this is what happens live.
Late Registration, mate.
Yeah, that okay. So
That's all right.
Late Registration, is that the one with the black or the white cover? Because
The black.
So the black cover, because that's got Jesus Walks and loads of other songs on, hasn't it?
The other one.
Yep.
What the white? What College
This
Dropout?
is, Late Registrations, Gold Digger, Touch the Sky. Yeah.
Music, which is a banger.
Okay. So this is the thing, though. See, that's what I'm curious about. Would we need to listen to it then? I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't like Drive Slow.
But this is personal, so someone might say that's their perfect.
Yeah,
so that so to them, this is the funniest thing about this is to them it might be a perfect album, but for us and our tastes,
it's pretty close.
This is why it gets controversial. It is close.
808s was a weird album.
It's a fucking really weird. You was into that when it first came out. That was a fucking weird album.
So as you can see, guys, honourable mentions and you've already heard what we're kind of all
into. I also
want
to honourably mention Bob Vylan.
Really?
Health is Wealth.
Okay.
Wicked and bad, man move.
Moving wicked and bad, put the money in the bag. Moving wicked and bad.
Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant shit to me because the fucker was whack. Plus he hated blacks and he never made one hot track. Had to cut man off. They were holding me back like a dead weight. They weren't holding me up like a best mate. They were holding me down. Ginger root is good for the youths. Blend it up and share a fresh juice. Burn sage, cleanse the room. Body is a temple, don't let it be a tomb.
Turn off the radio. Turn off that bullshit.
Okay. I'm intrigued. I love our music taste. It's all over the shop. I love it. I literally love this.
Bob Vylan's really, really good. But yeah, there's lots I can mention.
Oh, there is.
You know, there's Iron Maiden albums. There's
Yeah.
plenty of Meatloaf albums I could throw in there. And I struggled a bit as well because I really enjoy dance music, more hard house and stuff.
Okay.
And I was looking at some Lisa Lash's albums and stuff, and
Okay.
I thought to myself, would I skip them? No.
Okay.
But I'd have to be in the mood for that kind of music, like I was working out or something like that.
Right.
If I was just driving in the car and I wanted to listen to music, would I listen to a whole album of hard house? Not.
So that was the issue, right? I had that feeling because I went through Pendulum and I went through my D&B artists that I like, and also Fatboy Slim and Chemical Brothers.
Yeah.
There's a fair shit, I forgot to put that album on here.
Which
the
one?
P Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good album.
Someone else has said that as well.
That's an album I should have put on there.
Wanted to look at Scooter albums, but I thought I'm not going to
sanity.
do that because then there'll only be Scooter albums on it. Like,
That's all. I'm going to talk about Scooter for an hour.
I love
it's
it.
a lot like
How much is the fish?
There's a reason I didn't look at two music groups because that would have been all I spoke about. One being Scooter and the other one being Creed. And I thought,
Creed.
there's no need for that.
No.
Maybe we ought to form a super band where we sing.
Scooter Creed songs.
Like, we sing like Creed, but over Scooter beats.
Amazing. What was I just looking at?
Absolutely
dear.
love it. So-
Should we move into actual perfect albums?
We should. So
between us, we got 20, but you've just added one, so that's 21.
21 now.
You added a music.
I've added
album,
maybe
that's
two
22.
in that.
I feel like
5-minute
it's
segment.
this is the best thing about this thing. We're gonna. I feel like this is always going to be adding.
And I do actually think that Homecoming is arguably because the two songs that I'm not over keen on. Would I skip them? No, because I like Kanye.
See,
So
this
I
is
do
this is
think
when it
that's an
comes down to.
arguable album.
We're not saying this is the perfect album. This is one of our perfect albums because if you listen to it
Can I
and
just-
talk about it
I
is.
just realised something I just said, and I said it out loud. I like Kanye West's music.
There we go. Sorted.
Kanye, the person.
Bit interesting. It's kind of like I
Less
say,
said
I'm
the
a huge
better.
Michael Jackson fan. Not a big fan of the person. Big fan of his music.
Did he do it wrong?
I don't know. That's the issue.
Macaulay Culkin don't seem to think so.
No, I don't know.
Some
See,
people
that's
do though.
But that's
Yeah.
the question. I love him as an artist. Like listening to Dangerous today, I originally went like, oh man, what's the first song? Jam came on immediately, and I just went, what a fucking bang! I remember this music video with Michael Jordan in it in a massive wear. I was like, oh, 90s. But
I was
anyway,
about to start a whole other conversation about
basketball.
is it okay to listen to music by pedos?
That's a
I
topic for
fucking
another
hope
day.
so because they've got some bangers.
Like, Glitter's got some bangers.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Right. And I digress. Boys, between us, we have a very different like music tastes. For people
It
listening,
links up at points, I suppose.
it is.
But
I feel like we're going to be all over the shop with some of our artists, but in the same kind of genres a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to mention an album, and then the best thing about it is because the joys of editing. If it's on YouTube, we might get copyright strikes, so it'll be changed. But on Podbean, it'll be fully live and unedited and beautiful. So who wants
Live
to
and
go
uncut.
live and uncut? Exactly. So who wants to take the first reins
Go
on the
on,
first one?
Well, I know that me and you have got one that we share, and it's
Yeah.
top of my list, so we might as well
All right, let's
start
do it.
there. Fairly recent album.
Mm.
You mentioned the man himself earlier. NF.
NF.
Hope.
Oh God, you might catch me at the award show, eating popcorn in the back. I was happy, yeah. Been this way so long, it feels like something's off when I'm not depressed. I got some issues. You don't gotta cry, you don't gotta cry no more. I'm so thankful. Some part songs I'll make those. Look at that car I paid for. Look at my life. Yeah, I'm the future, you the past, old timer. I'm the truth and you the bold-faced liar. I'm the CEO and you the customer. I'm the frontman and the ghost writer.
It's a banger.
The first time I heard that album, I was like, this is fantastic. And I remember talking to you about it and actually saying I wasn't a big fan of...
see which one that is.
He sings... he did a song with a woman. And what song's that?
It was about his mum.
No, not about his
No,
mum.
it's oh no, I know exactly. Yeah, I know.
I'm glad you left.
I don't think I've listened to this one.
Oh, yeah, I'll keep
Hope
telling
is
you
a
to. It's
banging
absolutely
album.
fantastic.
The best way of describing it is you've got this kind of amazing rap, but then there's some songs where it's just the instrumentals are amazing in it. It's very operatic because it just feels like it's so good. It takes you on a journey.
But there was
It's
one
so
song
good.
I weren't over keen on when I first listened to it.
Okay.
The more I listened to that song, the more I actually appreciated it for what it was.
I've got another one.
And to this,
Keeps
you know,
happening.
to this day, every time I put the album on,
Yeah.
like even a track of the album, I will be very tempted to go to the start, play the whole album.
I'm going to show my age here. I have a CD player in my living room, and I have a 3-disc track spinner on it. The third one is constantly reserved with the NF Hope album because I will not skip it. I will play as soon as it's on. I can't skip it. It's such a good. I bet my neighbours fucking hate me because I hear it all the time. But I'm like, it's such a good album.
It's not just a good album because it's full of bangers, and it's not just a good album because you wouldn't skip a song. It's a good album because it, from start to finish, it's well thought out.
It's well thought. It's a journey. It's so much
Is it
to
well
it.
thought out in a way that you'll have like songs that are like one tempo and then another tempo, but people don't like that, so apparently that's not a good album.
I feel like he takes you on a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
Is the best way of describing it.
Yeah.
I feel there's some amazing songs where it's like he's talking about hopefully his mum's in heaven to then go into like I don't
Does
want
he
the.
have a slower one at the end of the album?
He has a few throughout the album.
Yeah, throughout the album, but
Throughout the
the end
album.
of the album gets a bit angrier.
Oh,
okay.
it's so good.
So he doesn't have a slower one at the end.
No.
Maybe that's your problem.
Maybe that's your problem. Shut up! I love Demon Days. I can't have.
When you listen to that back, you'll realise what was going on.
Okay, I'm gonna fuck. Gosh darn it. Okay, NF Hope. Go listen to it. You've probably heard the little mix I've done with all like the songs and stuff on it. So go listen to that. So Ben, coming to you.
So,
What's one of yours?
well,
Because that was hip. What would you class NF? I would class it as hip hop, right?
yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah, hip hop.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, to a degree.
To a degree, but it's not what you hip hop you think it is.
It's rap.
Yeah,
right?
and I feel like
But it's
the
not.
mixtape that I played
Yeah,
did a
it's
good
not-
job of what variety
Yeah.
it is. Because everyone, as soon as we say hip hop, everyone immediately goes, oh. But no, it's more than that. Right, Ben.
I'm adding this one.
Yeah,
Um,
I love this. We're just
Yeah,
adding
and
live.
with Let 'Em Pray and Running.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this one was mentioned by my dad
Okay,
today, and then I listened to it when I finished work.
okay,
The debut album for UB40,
okay.
Signing Off.
Roses, white faces, false accusations. It's framed up for murder, they won't let him go. Human kindness is overflowing. Jesus, son of Mary, born again today. I'm a Madonna.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a very strong opinion on UB40.
What's your strong opinion?
That is, you know how the Tories...
Is this something I have to censor?
No.
Okay.
It's all true.
Okay.
The
Are we
Tories-
sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how they're trying to, like, send the immigrants to Rwanda?
Okay.
If I was in power,
Yeah.
if you didn't like UB40, I'd send you to Rwanda.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. I don't even know if I can fucking use that in a podcast, man.
Yeah, good.
Obviously, it's a joke.
It's a joke. Okay, so why this album though? Why is it perfect?
Because it's great. It's their first album.
Okay.
It's just good.
right.
Ben mentioned this to me, half hour before we came
Yeah,
around
probably.
here.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever sat and listened to a UB40 from
No.
start to finish, and I like UB40.
I know
Everybody
some.
likes UB40.
So I know songs
It's
of
definitely
UB40.
something I'm going to be doing in the near future.
I feel like this whole podcast
The
we're
thing
going to
is, you
now
will
be
know-
taking
you
notes.
will know a lot of the songs off this, but you won't know the titles. Like so,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
So we've gone from hip hop to what would you class UB40 then?
it's reggae, isn't it?
Reggae. Okay.
I guess.
All right. I'm intrigued just because
Yeah.
the fact that I feel like we're going to be all over the shop with genres, and there's two right out the bat that are very polar opposites, if you will. So why the Amber? Is it just because it's a banger? It's just good?
Well, my dad's message
Okay.
quite simply says,
Okay.
first album, always good. Very simple explanation.
Always good.
Always good.
Okay.
Always good. So,
All right.
yeah, I put that one in for him. It is a very good album. I didn't skip any songs.
Okay.
So, like
Okay.
that.
All right. Fair.
Just looking over Ben's shoulder, the message also says, "Talk about this in the podcast, or I'll send the ninjas."
Yeah,
Fair play. Fair play.
saying Goku in.
I'll say Goku.
He looks like Master Roshi.
Oh, what a legend. Oh, love it. Right.
Go on, Lee. What you got on your list?
My first album, I'm going to go with, because we obviously have another album that's shared, I'm going to go with something that we haven't picked. I went with Metallica. Now, Metallica have a discology. Not a perfect album in some of their earlier stuff, which I was wanting to, like Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets. I'm like, these are really oh no, I'd skip that. I found one where I was like, I did not skip a single one, and it's going to sound very plain and boring, but if you listen to it,
The Black
it's
Album.
yeah, the Black Album's fucking
This got
phenomenal.
honourable mention.
You know it's safe but true. Don't redefine will never land. So I don't think they'll give up.
It's such a good. Like literally, I was worried when I was like, it was on my pile because I was like, it starts off with Enter the Sandman, and I'll always remember Enter the Sandman because everyone remembers that song. And then, you know, Nothing Else Matters comes on, Unforgiven. Like I literally was like, this is just more than just what everyone thinks Metallica is all about. There's actual general. It sounds really rude to say it, general songwriting, because I always hate when you sound like you're being sarcastic talking about an artist, about like, oh yeah, they can't really write. I feel like this album, when you look at like what they're singing about, especially because it's Metallica, it's incredible. It's like watching a heavy metal western. It's so good.
A lot of people that I spoke to have said Black Album.
It's a great album.
It's a good album.
I can't argue with it. It's perfect.
Some people have said to me like straight out when I've like spoke to them about it, they've looked at me and went, the Black Album, and I'm like, by which artist? Like,
but that's interesting because I feel
Jay-Z
like
Black Album's also really good.
Yeah.
Who?
Jay-Z Black Album.
Oh shit! Yeah, I haven't even got to Jay-Z. I did in my discography.
Winehouse's album was also called
Back to Black.
Back to Black, yeah.
Which was a track. I don't know if the album was called that.
Yeah, I think the album was called Back to Black.
Could have been.
Fair. Yeah. So Black.
No.
Black and Black. No, that's a different band.
I'm not. I'll stop myself from making a joke.
Good job. Good job, Ben. Thank you. All right. So that was my my pick. We'll go back around to you, Dan.
There's another pick. So what have I got next on my list? I think I've got another one that we share, to be fair. Yeah, Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory.
You just won't last.
Even if you're not with me, I'm worth getting. You never see. You'll eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, Galatians said that.
Banger.
Absolutely incredible.
Yes, it's a banger.
It is a great. As soon as you said it, I think it was you said it on Sunday. I immediately went like, well, I'm not even going to bring it up because that is a fucking great album.
I think anybody that's listened to that album, especially from our generation,
I definitely think there's a bit of nostalgia attached, but it is a banger.
It's a generational thing.
Yeah. I think anybody that listens to that album from our generation knows exactly what we're talking about. It's almost unarguable.
And also, I'm pretty positive our whole generation at one point got black hoodies and the Hybrid Theory like album art. At one point, you knew someone who had that hoodie.
Mate, I was too gangster for that shit.
Yeah,
it's a fucking good album.
It's a great
album.
It's a
I had
great
to listen
album.
to it in secret, mate.
Really?
Yeah, I roll with the chavs, mate.
Too cool.
Too cool.
That was an era where you listen to that, Limp Bizkit, Papa Roach, Offspring, a little bit of everything.
In secret.
In
When your mates
secret.
come round, it was Dre and Exhibit.
Oh, there we go.
They ain't got no perfect albums, though, have they?
No. I said 2001, mate.
Oh shit! I forgot about 2001. If you say it's not a perfect album, then
It's not. You get toward the end and there's a few songs that get a bit too gangster.
Shit, I forgot about that.
It's not a perfect album.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay.
Sorry, Dr. Dre.
It's an absolutely fantastic album.
But it's not quite perfect. It might be perfect for
perfect.
someone else out there.
Has about 4 of my favourite songs on there.
See, that's the issue. I feel like that's the funniest thing when we keep on bringing up albums which are really good because there's like 1 or 2 good songs on it, and then it's just like, oh, you'll only listen to that one. So
No one's saying it. These albums are bad albums.
No.
They don't meet the perfect album.
they just don't
criteria.
repeat the thing of you will not skip a track.
So Linkin Park Hybrid Theory. If
Cracking.
you've not heard it, go listen to it.
I believe every time we've said the album so far, they've had a little bit of a mixtape of it.
Don't agree with me, fight me. No.
Wait a minute. We're going to go fight in a field, Dan. Is that what's going to happen?
You're me gonna fight in a field.
Oh, Ben. Your next album, bro.
So, I'm going to mention this because Galatia mentioned it, but
Okay.
actually it is a fucking great album. The Devil and God are Raging Inside Me, brand new.
Well, I love you so much, but do me a favor, baby, don't reply.
arrest you if I had handcuffs. I'd arrest you if I had the time.
What the fuck happened to your list?
Mate,
What
your
you're
list
doing
is just...
sat down on Spotify picking new albums.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, wait. What album from Brand New?
The Devil and God are raging inside me.
Is that the one with Quiet Things That No One Ever Knows on?
No.
Okay.
Don't like Brand New.
No
opinion.
I'm intrigued by Galatia's pick there.
Because it's a fucking banging album.
I need to listen to that album. I do like Brand New as well.
Banging album.
Sure.
Yeah, great album.
Ooh, okay. Like, you agree with it, but...
This is why you need to be allowed to listen to pedo music. Because
yeah.
he did some stuff on camera.
Yeah.
Not really bad.
Oh, is that the other Ian H?
No, nowhere near as bad.
Not as bad.
What the fuck? And that's enough of that.
That's enough of that. Moving on. Over to me. It's a good album. Unfortunately, the band and the educational things afterwards.
Just one guy in the band.
Just one guy in the band.
He basically ruined a whole band's career. Because
He
they
did.
just dropped a new album and they were going to do a tour.
Yeah, the fuck.
And it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it came out conveniently just after the new album that everybody was like, this is really fucking good. And they're about to do a tour. And I was going to go. And then they went, maybe we won't do that tour. And that was that.
It was pretty much that.
Yeah.
Okay. My next album, if you want a good time and you just want to forget about like life and just sing about stupid shit.
Cooley on 07.
We're going to go with a band that I love and adore, Less Than Jake. And this album called Hello Rockview.
The world just seems to fix it out, reminding how this is the same old story of growing up and going nowhere fast. Keep us from saying anything, can't separate from everything. Yeah, a boring life in a boring town with the same old crowd. I used to say that I'd never stay, but I'm riding here today.
From start to finish, it's a fucking good time. It's just, you can't help but have a good time. And like every song, it brings back memories of me skateboarding, having this on a cassette that obviously when I had a Walkman, I didn't have a non-skippy one, the CD players.
Yeah.
So I had to have a tape player. So I basically had a few of their songs on it. But listening back to this album all the way through today, it's a good fucking time. Like, it's just so good. It's just fun. Like, it's just brilliant. It's if it's not your type of music, fair play. But if you want a good time and forget about your shit in life, listen to what Less Than Jake sing about and just have a blast.
It's
not bad.
They're all a good band.
It's
happy music.
Punk ska, bit fun.
Yeah.
Real Big Fish were on my list, but then a few of their albums I would skip. There was one that I didn't listen to.
Whole albums.
Skip entire albums.
Yeah. I'm like, oh shit, I should have listened to that one. But yeah, just fun, good time, Less Than Jake.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the old cassette players.
Okay.
Because the next one on my list, the contemplation I had was, I listened to this album start to finish a lot when I was a kid.
Okay.
But I first had it on tape, then CD, and now Spotify.
Right.
So I went back and listened to it as an adult. Now, I listened to quite a lot of the songs off the album on a regular anyway.
Okay.
But recently I thought, let's go back and listen to it start to finish as an adult. Because I've not downloaded some of the songs to jump into my playlist, into my normal playlist.
Okay.
Meatloaf.
Right.
Battle of How 2.
There's a party raging somewhere in the world. You gotta serve your country, gotta serve your
Objects in the rearview mirror, way up here close.
everything louder than everything else. Everything louder than praying that the good girls go to heaven, but the bad girls go everywhere. And I believe that I would do anything for love, and you know it's true, and that's a fact.
Okay.
It is perfect start to finish.
Okay.
Meatloaf, the genre's rock, right?
Right.
But Meatloaf never wanted to. Let's say never wanted to do rock. He obviously wanted to do rock, but he wanted to be in the theatre. That was his goal.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of Meatloaf's songs are very theatre-esque.
Okay.
And Battle of Owl 2. So Battle of Owl told a story. Battle of Owl tells a story.
Okay.
Battle of Owl 3 tells a lesser good a story. But
Fair.
2 is brilliant. And
Does it suffer from the sequel, the trilogy sequence then? 1 was all right, 2 was amazing, and then 3 was meh.
1 was incredible.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. One was... I struggled to decide which one was the perfect album, 1 or 2.
Okay.
And as I said, there's lots of honourable mentions, but I wanted to do Welcome to the Neighbourhood because I think it's an underrated album.
Okay. Okay.
But 1 is absolutely incredible.
Right,
But there
okay.
is a song I skipped toward the end, and it's just because it's not my style.
Right,
Of Meatloaf.
okay.
But number 2 is my style of Meatloaf. I think there's also some nostalgia attached to it because it was "I'd Do Anything for Love" that got me into Meatloaf in the first place, and
Right,
that's
okay.
the title song from that album.
Yeah.
And it's one of the very first albums I ever owned. And
Mate, I'd definitely pick 1.
what Meatloaf Battle of Owl 1 over
Yeah.
2.
Mm.
I think that's because
Okay.
you're not a Meatloaf fan, so you
Yeah,
probably
maybe.
don't know a lot of the songs in 2, and a lot of the songs in 2 are
I'd love to.
yeah.
But looking at the track list of 1, I'm like, that's a way better album.
But this is it. There's difference of opinion. And I think this is why I love when we talk about movies and like
That's probably
music.
because the songs that I really, really like off 1 are better than the songs that I really, really
like on
off
2. Fair. Okay.
So that's
for
where
me,
my step in is. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
me, my favourite Meatloaf song's Out of the Frying Pan and Into the Fire,
Which is really good.
Which is 2.
Yeah.
And my second favourite song is Everything Louder Than Everything Else, which is from number 2.
Fair.
So, instantly my 2 favourite songs are on that album, which is why I'd probably hold it in higher regard than 1. But 1 is an absolutely banging album.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
Hi there, guys. Lee here from this lovely podcast. Are you enjoying the episode? If you are, please leave a like. A like is much appreciated. If you're listening to it on Podbean, give us a follow and comment below. That'd be awesome. If you're watching it on YouTube, why not feel like subscribing? And, giving us a like or commenting below your thoughts on the episode so far or some of the topics we bring up. And also, why not even hit that notification bell to get all the notifications from this channel? Yeah, that's the one. And without further ado, guys, I will shut up and let you continue listening to this fine podcast. Cool.
3. The Monsters Loose is a good song.
Okay. Is it got Alien 3 syndrome? Has some ideas, but just falls quite short.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always bring up the Alien 3, that's the best analogy for anything. Alien 3. Is it suffer Alien 3 problems? Like some cool shit, but just falls short. It's like Ghostbusters 2. Right, Ben.
Back to your list.
Or it just keeps evolving.
Whoa.
Every time it's like a fucking
I've
Pokemon
edited
over there.
it.
You've edited it. You keep
I've
adding
took
and
one out.
editing and
I've took
okay.
one out.
All right. What are we going with?
I'm going with Songs for the Deaf, Queens of the Stone Age.
First it give it, then it take it away. I can go with the flow. It's just another love song. Another love song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because real good.
It is a fantastic album.
I love it when we say an album.
That quite possibly would have made my list. I've just not had the time
I think
starting this discussion to listen to it all the way through to
Yeah.
decide whether it would still qualify.
I feel like that's with a lot of us though when we go like I feel like there's going to be a podcast you guys are going to listen to when we talk about certain films and other stuff and like even the Simpsons one where we were like, oh, I love this character, and then we mention episodes, we're like, oh, that's a really good episode and whatever. Yeah. I feel
I think
like
if we did this in like World Cup brackets, this one would get
maybe
really far.
maybe that is something we might have to do. Maybe we have to have like a Mortal Kombat style like film tournament or something where we bring stuff, pick it out. A tournament, is that what we're going to call it?
A tournament.
Oh, a tournament. Everything needs to have a tournament arc. So we
a
need
tournament.
No, I thought this was a pullament. So you pull an album out and it's against this and this. But if we're going to have it,
Tournament.
okay, yeah.
I'm more interested in the
Your
tournament.
soul is mine.
Do it. No, that's a really good pick.
Yeah, what a great album.
It is a great album.
So good.
Yeah.
I feel like even if you don't know Queens of the Stone Age, you
gonna know at least
know
one song off this album.
song off this album. Yeah, you do.
Well, it's probably the one song that everyone knows of Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But also, it's fucking. There's great songs on that album.
It's true.
That was the song that got me listening
Yeah,
to Queens
fair.
of the Stone Age, and that album was the one
It's great.
that made me go, actually, they're absolutely.
Because that's why I asked you when you said it, and I was like, that's the one with the red. And then I was like, yeah, I own it. And I'm like, yeah, I forgot to put that
Based
on.
on listening to that album many, many moons ago, I have listened to every new Queens of the Stone Age album from
And they're
start
not
to
as good.
finish. And they're not as good, but because of how good that one
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
even now
It
when they
makes
release
you
a
go,
new one, I'll
"Oh, yeah, I'll go
I'll-
and listen to that.
I'll go and listen to that.
It's fair.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good pick. That's a very good pick.
That's what I mean. I think that's possibly top 3.
Of you,
No, of
all time.
the
All
albums that are
times.
going to be listed here today. Like,
Ooh. I don't know.
That's
I
that.
got- I
Those
got
sound
some-
like fighting words.
I got some albums here
Okay.
that you guys probably haven't heard,
Oh, 100%.
or
You introduced us
won't
to Big
agree
Wet.
with. But Songs for the Deaf is my coming out swinging album. Like,
Please edit the swinging bit. You had enough of a pause then for it to be the coming out album.
I'm coming up. Yeah.
you know full well.
Perfect.
Golly, what you got next?
I'm going to change it up. So we've been on a bit of a rock kick. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to go with hibbity hop or rap, as we like to call it. I'm going to go with one of my favorite bands of all time, Wu-Tang Clan. Now, I own all of the Wu-Tang Clan albums, and there was two. There was two that were up there that are very, very good. There is Forever, which is really good, or their debut album. And I picked their debut album of Enter the Wu-Tang Clan 36 Chambers.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Wu-Tang Clan ain't
Oh, I'ma give it to you with no trivia. Roll like cocaine straight from Bolivia. My hip hop will rock and shock the nation like the emancipation.
Everything around me, green, get the money, dollar,
man. M-E-T-H-O-D, man. M-E-T-H-O-D, man. Hey, you, get off my glass.
I smoke all the like smoking Joe Frazier, the Hellraiser, raising hell with the flavor, terrorize the jam like troops in Pakistan, swinging through your town like your neighborhood Spider-Man.
You're going to say Enter the Wu-Tang is
36 Chambers is phenomenal. Now, I almost read it off because before pretty much
there's about 8 million songs on here. Like,
no.
If you go back to the CD album, it's not that bad.
Yeah, all right. So my issue with it when I was listening to it was like before every song there was a bit of a skit, but Dan said in the proximity of things, ignore the skit, listen to the music. Every song, I don't know what it is, but the beats were sick, the rapping is sick. It's just it's so good. To me, I love that album.
I wouldn't put it as a perfect album, but I do agree.
Okay.
It's good.
Amazing album.
Okay. But that's down to a difference of opinion. That's the funniest thing, because so far, this is the first controversial pick then. Because everything else we've agreed on.
Well,
and this
I
one.
put that in honourable mentions.
Okay.
When I was thinking this out. I think I said it to you.
Because I'm looking. Because I already had NF and I knew that was going to be probably one of my rapping things. I needed to go through everything else. Should I have probably gone with Drake or Jay-Z? Probably, because they've got some really good...
Drake, unless you're a homosexual.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
But, yeah, I went with Wu-Tang just because I was like, I'm at it. Why are you looking at me going across the table like this?
Where are the good Drake albums?
All right.
Tell you what, you two fucking form a little Drake and Jazz playlist and piss off somewhere. All right.
I just love 36 Chambers. I think it's just because I see it more... When I listened to it today, it felt obviously they use a lot of samples from like their kung fu films and whatever, and they
Yeah.
lose a little bit of that when they go on with further albums.
Yeah.
But this is just, it comes like, to me, listening to it, I'm just like, yeah. And I just like the raw and grittiness of it compared to their later stuff. And that's why I just love him.
Fair dues.
Because I could have gone with some of the bands we mentioned for like our favourite bands of hibbity hop and stuff like that, but I was like,
Hibbity.
I'm just going to go something
with
different.
the old hippity hop.
Okay.
Eminem.
Who's that artist, Dan?
Yeah, that guy. Eminem.
Okay.
Eminem show.
White America, I could be one of your kids. White America, I never meant to make you cry, but tonight I'm cleaning out my closet. Let's get down to business. I don't got no time to play around. What is this? Must be a circus in town. We shut the shit down on these grounds. I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend.
Right.
Now, I know that some people will argue Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, maybe even Recovery, Relapse.
Right. So which is the one with the brown cover with him? It looks like the Evil Dead house.
Marshall Mathers LP.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got a track on that, Skip.
Okay. No, I was just curious because I'm like trying to think like Eminem show, one with red curtains.
Red Curtains.
Right, got you. Obviously, when you're watching this on
Soldier,
YouTube, you've got the album
Say
on.
Goodbye
Whatever.
to Hollywood.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
is-
Now I've got it. Okay. Yeah, good album.
Absolutely fantastic. And I went back to it recently. I played it all the way through. I had every song downloaded apart from Till I Collapse and
I think I got
Without
this.
Me.
I got this from my local library and burnt it onto my laptop back in the day.
Now, interestingly, this wasn't going to make my perfect album list.
Okay.
Because Without Me, I'm not a big fan of Without Me. It's one of it is his comedy song for the album,
Right.
and I'm not a big fan of his comedy stuff. I prefer his harder hitting stuff.
Okay.
However, if I was playing the album from start to finish and Without Me came on, it's a nice little break from the harder stuff.
Okay.
To a bit of rah 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 rah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is
I think I'll
not
probably
me taking a
skip
piss. That's
Soldier.
actually. Oh, Soldier's a banger.
See, this is it. This is why I'm like, it's perfect album. So this is a second controversial
Mate,
pick.
the story he tells in that about fighting the bounce. Yeah.
See, I need to go back and listen to it because I feel like some of these albums, like, yeah, I know that's
Some
good.
great tracks on
Eminem.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Some of his, yeah.
Yeah. It's his best work. Perfect album.
So I love the fact that you and me, our last picks, has divided the table a little bit, which is quite interesting. I like that because I feel like that shows the diversity of what we think. That's what I'm saying. I feel like this is the discussion of like, what's a perfect album to you? It's quite interesting.
So Ben, what's next on your list?
Yes. It just keeps adding. Ciao.
The Big Come Up, which is the debut Black Keys album.
Hear her calling. Come to me. Thoughts of her. Won't let me. Back in the day when I looked into the eyes.
Genuinely, I could put this album on at any point and I'd listen to all of it.
So what makes it so good?
It's just brilliant.
Right.
It was recorded in a garage.
Okay.
It's two dudes. That's it. It's just great. You either like it or you don't. It's not like you're not gonna like it.
So listening back, like, because I know of Black Keys, but I don't know all their albums. Would
I like
you say?
garage rock, bluesy?
I was going to say. So why this album then compared to some of their other ones? Is it just because it's like raw and how it was recorded, or how it just feels and sounds, or what?
This album is like the rawest one.
Okay.
And then the next one, I'm just gonna put it in now. The second album is also a perfect album.
So you're going back to is it recorded the same way as well, or not, or is it different?
I don't think
It's
so.
more produced.
It's more. The second one's definitely more produced.
Right.
Not to a.
But they get more and more produced.
Yeah, because it was not to a.
But they
high
still-
standard,
Each
but-
album,
Right.
Each album gets. They've got quite a few albums, but the first two albums are perfect.
Okay.
Like every song is great.
Right.
I could mention an EP by these.
Okay.
Could also get on there because none of them songs are getting skipped.
Right.
But yeah, spoiler, they are my favourite band. So that probably helps.
Helps.
But they are great albums.
Okay.
So when I first met Ben in 1862,
what a fine vintage year.
It was.
That was a good one.
It was a good year.
Good wines.
Good wines.
Yeah, when I first met Ben, one of the first things he spoke to me about were the Black Keys.
Really?
He used to be. You are still passionate about them, but you used to be over
Big
the
time
top passionate
but
about
yeah,
them.
that's when they were still touring because I saw them 11 times in 11 years.
What? Once every year, then, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's because of you I started listening to them, and they are fantastic. They are
Okay.
absolutely amazing.
I might have to, if on Ben's recommendation, I might just have to find
There's a lot of albums.
one and two. You meant soon.
Yeah, but if you don't like that, some of the other albums are really good.
Oh, okay.
Because this might be a bit.
I know a few songs by
This
Black
might be
Keys.
a bit. Yeah. But it gets a bit more mainstream. But
Right.
It's still great.
Okay.
But these albums are a bit like you'll get it or you won't. All right.
Fair.
It's just a bit raw.
It's just a bit.
It's on a lot of the first album is on a lot of adverts. I'm pretty sure it's on Sons of Anarchy first episode.
Oh, okay.
First or second album is included. Don't know because I can't remember right now. But definitely it's on the first episode of right at the start of the first episode of Sons of Anarchy.
Okay. So if you've watched that show, you'll
it's on a
probably
lot
like
of telly.
Okay,
Like,
all right.
Yeah, they're on a lot of telly.
They're on a
that's
lot
how
of
they
telly
made some monies. Like
because of telly.
because they were just like, here, use this.
Here, use this, please. Sweet.
Go on, Ellie.
I'm running low on my side of the table. I'm having albums pop up in my list now in my head and going, no, I don't. That might probably be an honourable mention. But this one is definitely a perfect album in my eyes. Rage Against Machine, the self-titled album.
Bring that shit in. Burn, burn, get drunk on the burn. Burn, burn, get drunk on the burn. Come on. I'm bullet in your head. I'm bullet in your head. I'm bullet in your head. Killing in the name of.
It is amazing. Like,
Great album.
So the funniest thing is, I knew of Rage Against Machine because of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 and Guerrilla Radio. Funny enough, Guerrilla Radio is not on this album. That is on Battle for Los Angeles.
Which is the better album.
It's up there. It's up there.
Ooh,
Don't get me wrong.
I think I agree with Ben.
It's a good album,
I
Battle
don't
for
think
Los
either of them
Angeles.
are perfect albums, but I think Battle for Los Angeles is a better album.
I just like the self-titled album just because there's so many good
Do you know
songs.
why it's not the perfect album?
Why is it not the perfect album, Ben?
Because I can't listen to Killing in the Name of.
Why can't you
I
listen
still
to Killing
listen
in the
to
Name
that all
of?
the
Because it's
time.
just always
Always on?
It's always on. I can't do
Right,
it.
this is what's going to
Cannot listen
happen.
to it.
There's going to be an argument probably later because of another album we've mentioned.
That's the best song on the album, Bullet in the Head.
Bullet in the Head's a great album. Wake Up, though, is also a great song, but that's probably because that was funny enough when I was like, oh, that's on the end of The Matrix.
End of the Matrix.
And I was like, holy shit, I love that song. But I obviously heard them through Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, and then my friend... Here we go.
To be fair, I don't actually think I'd skip any.
It's a good album. Bomb Track's so good.
Oh,
I love this.
Well, that starts with Testify, come on.
Testify's a
It
banger.
starts with Testify.
I really like Vietnam.
I love
As you
this.
can tell.
As you can tell.
Yeah, that's everything.
Yeah.
There's another perfect album for Ben.
Yeah, so self-titled, I absolutely love it. If you want something that's definitely different, because when I heard, obviously, Guerrilla Radio, I was like, oh, this is really cool. And they didn't have that album at the time at my... I listened to a lot of music thanks to my local library. So I asked him to get a Rage Against Machine album in, because obviously I had heard that on Tony Hawk's and was like, I would love to get a Rage Against Me album in.
I said Vietnam. I mean Evil Empire.
Evil Empire, yeah.
Great album. Best song on the album. Best
Rene-
song by Rage Against the Machine.
Renegades of Funk.
People of the Sun.
Oh, People of the Sun's a good song. No, okay, yeah. So I asked them, could they get me in an album? They ended up getting me the self-titled one. Obviously, their album cover was a monk setting themselves on fire. I was like, don't know any of this, and I had a look and was like, I don't know any of these songs. Guerrilla Radio's not on here. Listened to it and was like, holy shit, this is incredible. And then obviously later on down the line, that song Wake Up was on Matrix and was like, holy shit, yeah. And it's such a good album, and it's definitely different.
It's just killing in the name. I just can't do it.
It's a good song.
Okay, it's a great song, but it's also going to be an argument to another. I'm going to argue the same fact as you.
I'll skip it because it's too good.
But I skip ones like.
I still listen to it.
I can't.
That's still on my drum playlist.
It does my head in.
I love it.
It genuinely does my head in.
Fair. Because the issue is, I have a perfect album on here, but I will skip one song because it's overplayed. Very similar to what Killing in the Name of is. It's a really good album, but I always skip the song because where I used to work, it was played all the fucking time. It's always played every night out, and I'm just like, oh, this song is annoying.
What's
that? Should I just bring it up?
Yeah.
You know exactly what it is. It's Killer's Hot Fuzz.
Well, that's my next perfect album.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
can't skip that song.
But the thing is, I wouldn't skip Mr. Brightside, but I also feel like I would if you're kind of in your debate of Killing in the Name of. Because I've overplayed it. But it's still, if you look at how that song is...
I actually kind of get what Ben's saying with Killing in the Name of, even
Okay.
though I'm a big fan of it. Because there's albums where, songs are overplayed, and therefore, I've had some albums that have been overplayed, so I don't particularly like them anymore.
Right.
Mr. Brightside is a multi-generational song.
Okay.
You could go downtown this Friday with all the 18-year-olds, and that song could come on, and everybody will
Everyone
scream
sings
it
it.
out.
Yeah.
And you'll scream it out with them because it's an absolute banger. If Killing in the Name came on,
There's a set group of people who would literally...
people would just sat around waiting for the end.
Yeah, they would sat around
So they
waiting
can
for like
swear a
and jump around and mosh a bit. But no.
But also... No, it doesn't work.
Okay. So Hot Fuss, though, we all had that as a perfect album between all of us.
I've not even put it on the list.
Okay.
I knew it was going to come up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a perfect album.
Yeah. First 5
But
songs on that
everyone- a lot of
album are
people that I've
phenomenal.
spoken to have mentioned that album because it is a banger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even lying. The first 5 songs on that album, listening to it today, I literally was like, this is unreal.
I got rid of all my
Unreal.
CDs,
Okay.
apart from about 4.
Right.
One of them is about Avo 2.
This guy's adding more on this fucking thing.
No. First 5 songs.
Yeah.
They are good.
Yeah, they are. You wouldn't... See?
But the 6th song,
Which is...
And You're a Star.
Yeah.
And he's a star.
fantastic.
So that's what I'm saying. But it's like this. You go from 1 all the way to...
What's the weakest song on that album?
On top.
I think it's Change Your Mind. I was going to say, okay, so what's the best song?
You're going to say Midnight Show, aren't you?
No.
Jenny, as a friend of mine, is so good.
Looking for a go-go dancer. Which song's that? Is that Midnight Show? No.
This is a fucking...
Jenny was a friend of mine. That's my favourite song.
That's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first song, Jenny was a friend of mine. The bass on that is sick. So the one thing that I love about that album is...
Or...
You can tell... Right, go.
Or... If we're all these things that I've done...
Which was also
Right.
epic. Yeah.
Okay, what's the film called?
Give me a
Lee, you've got a
second.
job.
What?
Dan's going to mention a film now, and you've got to find this clip.
Oh, dear God.
It is the director's Richard Kelly. and it is a film about revelations, and it stars The Rock.
I'll find it, Nev.
Is he a helicopter driver?
No.
Thank God it's not San Andreas.
It's actually one of the
Southland
best.
Tales.
Southland Tales, there you go.
What?
Southland Tales.
I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. 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 With all these things that I've done.
So the craziest thing, though, is the fact that the Killers, period, you'll know it's a Killers song because of their bassist and their singer. Because their bass riffs are very, like I would say, you hear the bass riff and you go, that's a Killers bass riff.
So it's
huge.
It's indie rock, and Killers didn't invent indie rock, but they certainly popularised it.
Yeah, and like you listen to it, it's kind of any other band, like
There's an
the singer
argument
as well. Oh, okay.
that it would be Christian rock because they are the biggest Christian band in the world.
He doesn't look a thing
Like Jesus. Buddy, walks like a gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also.
I wouldn't go quite go put it in Christian rock.
No.
Though.
Well, they are a Christian band.
It's more, if you're going to call it a Christian anything, it's Christian indie because it's indie.
I guess.
And this is where the whole argument is like, would you call it indie? Would you call it rock? Would you call it this? Would you call it that?
It's indie.
I love it. Like you can tell it's a King song because the singer and the bass are on. Period. The album.
There's not enough electric guitar in there to be calling it rock.
Fair,
in my opinion.
Okay, I love the album. Well, anyway, yeah, Hot Fuss, unreal. I feel like it's a roller coaster of emotion right from the get go.
I've questioned several times whether they're. I mean, I know we spoke about albums telling stories, and what we mean by that is not literal stories.
Yeah.
But I've questioned sometimes whether Hot Fuzz is trying to tell a literal story. I've tried to piece it together.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still.
I bet there is a theory because you
There's
told me about.
definitely going to be a theory somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the thing is, you told me about this whole McBain thing on our Simpsons episode. I found a clip of all the things together, and it is a movie. So there probably is a theory out there somewhere that the Killers album is a movie.
I got lost. Where are we? Is it you?
It is. Well, we both covered it because it's on both of our lists,
Yeah,
ain't
so
it?
Lee mentioned Hot Fuzz, and then so it's going to jump back to me. And I've got
Yeah.
so this is the one I said to you before the podcast. I weren't going to tell you because I know for a fact that neither of you would have had this on your list. And neither of you would honourably mention it or even have considered it.
Well, we'll fall out over this.
I don't think you will.
Nah,
Oh, okay.
I gotta.
Jeff Wayne, War of the Worlds.
And I wandered through the weird and lurid landscape of another planet.
Moving swiftly through the waters, cannons blazing as she came, brought a mighty metal warlord crashing down in sheets of flame.
As in the.
Absolutely fantastic.
I feel like we should just do a podcast where you and me
Just do
that
War of the
album.
Worlds. So, I base this on the rule that you play it from start to finish without skipping a track.
Okay.
Because if you did, you'd fuck up a huge section of the story.
Yeah. Exactly. Right.
Okay.
You're just gonna be like, okay, how did he get to London?
What is the chance of anything coming from Mars?
Get your ass to Mars.
1,000,000 to 1, but still,
They
come. Oh mate. So I've got a couple of these songs on my playlist, and when like the main one that me and you were singing comes on, it comes on, and Forever Autumn, it comes on. If I hear track 1,
Yeah,
I have to hear the whole album.
fair. The one
Ooh.
about the battleship is a banger.
Oh yeah, they're all bangers. Like when you listen to it from start to finish, you come away going, "Why don't I listen to that more often?" Then you won't listen to it again for 5 years.
Wow.
All that's going on in my head right now is
But that's out of all our descriptions of
Have
perfect.
you ever listened to it properly?
No, but I want to bring up the fact that all of us have mentioned perfect albums, but this is an album in your eyes that literally you hear one song,
The first track,
have to listen to the whole album.
have to listen to the whole album.
None of us have said that about any of our albums. Oh, actually, I lied. I said NF, I would not skip a single song. But the thing is, if as soon as it comes on,
I rarely listen to the first track.
Yeah.
It's
Interesting.
only every now and then, like a TV show or something will play a bit of it, and I'm like,
shit.
yeah. Maybe it's time to listen to War of the Worlds again.
Wow.
It is.
To be fairly,
Okay.
the newer version,
That Tom Cruise.
Not the
No,
film.
not the film.
The
Not the
remake of the album.
the remake of the album, Gary Barlow does the vocals,
Okay.
and it's quite good.
Okay.
It's not as good though.
Not as good,
Okay.
but quite good. So if you wanted a more modern one with less crackly noises, then go listen
Why
to the
would you
Gary
want that?
Barlow one. Yeah, why would you want that? The first one.
Do you feel like the first one, it loses, because of the
You gotta
crackle
remember,
adds a bit to
it
it?
came out at a time where disco was popular, so the music hit the popular music at the time,
Okay.
and it's kind of like an audio book and an album all bundled into one. It is
It's fucking great.
phenomenal.
Sweet. I'm going to have to listen. Some of these I'm going to listen to now.
Dum. That's it now.
Yeah.
That's it.
Dun, dun, dun. I'm pretty positive I've heard that come out to multiple
I've got
sports
images of you
teams.
sat there later, like 3 o'clock in the morning, going, I need to know what happens next. And I know I need to go to bed, but I need to know what happens
to know what
next.
happens.
To the next 23-minute track.
Lee, why are you so tired today? Oh, you don't want to know. Dan sent me down this really crazy
Dun,
loophole.
dun, dun! Right, go on, Ben. What's next on your list?
Go on, Ben.
What is next?
Baby, don't hurt me no more.
Mate, I actually had a look at a bit of Human League.
Did you?
Yeah.
Elephant by the White Stripes.
I don't care what other people say. I'm gonna love you.
I don't know what number album it is. Maybe 3.
Okay.
I think it is 3. But it's really good.
What's on that album? Quite a lot of White
I'll
Stripes.
tell you, shall I?
Not the obvious, right?
Yeah, that's on that album.
Is it? So people obviously know the one song by the White Stripes. If you're going to learn bass guitar, please learn this riff.
You on about Seven Nation Army?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on there.
Yep. Okay.
Black Math. There's no home for you here. I just don't know what to do with myself. On a cold, cold night. Hypnotised, which is a banger. Little Acorns, which is fucking brilliant. All good.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see 3 or 4 songs on that album that I like, so maybe that's an album I need to go back and listen to.
Yeah.
Can't argue. White Stripes is pretty good.
Listen to Little Acorns. and Hypnotise. If I'm like two songs.
I've got Hypnotise on my playlist. It's a great song.
Just think of all those guys that would tell you lies. That's me, my little watch right before your eyes. It's a fucking banger. Like, that's the song I'm walking home to. Like,
walking home to this song right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
Hypnotise is.
Would you say that's your favourite song on the album then?
No, it's Little Acorns.
Okay. All right.
What about the squirrel?
I can't remember the album.
I
get it on.
I'm gonna sound idiotic and be like, I know of them and I know that one song.
Well,
but if their whole album sounds very similar,
kind of let myself down that when I was thinking about perfect albums, I was going through all the artists in my head that I absolutely loved. I didn't even think about the White Stripes. Didn't even cross my mind.
Fool.
Yeah,
Fool of a duke. Love it. Right. Coming to my last album, because you have way more albums than me, guys.
I've got 3.
Well, I've got one.
Got a few.
See, there's a few. There's a few still lingering.
That we're sharing.
I know, that's my last one.
Literally, you're done.
Yep.
What the fuck you doing?
You have the day off all day.
There's
this
a
is
lot.
Albums.
This is what happens with honourable fucking mentions, mate. I want to say one now, but it could be. You know what? Fuck it. I'll say it, and then we'll have to Spotify it right now, and I could be wrong.
Shoot.
I want to put Green Day in there, and I do want to put Dookie.
Welcome to paradise. 'Cause you know where I'll be found when I come around. I went to a shrink to analyze my I'm all busted up, broken bones and nasty goods. Accidents will happen.
I don't have to Spotify to tell you you're wrong.
So I'm going to find out. Because I last time I heard that, it was a good album.
It's on the list. Checks out.
It checks out?
Spotify all ticked. So.
Okay, so there we go. There's another one that I completely forgot about. That album is...
But...
Oh.
But... Nimrod is better.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could see
I
that.
was going to say you're wrong, because surely...
Okay, so I'll throw the curveball away from Green Day and just go with one that I know is a banger. And I'm going to go...
Dookie is a really fucking good album, to be fair.
Because I remember I bought it back in the day from Sainsbury's, and I still own it, and it was the only...
Warning's a fucking great album.
See, they do have some good albums, but I feel like if you wanted the best Green Day experience, you just get international hits, because it's pretty fucking good. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, let's go with Dookie then. Not Dookie, Nuki, sorry. Dookie, yeah, it is Dookie. I keep getting...
You're thinking of Nuki.
Yes, I'm getting Limp Bizkit stuck in my head. I'm getting that stuck in my head because I watched their live Paraguayan show a few days ago.
I watched
that
the
was
Chile
funny.
one.
Yeah, mate, it was fucking sick.
So good.
So good live. But anyway, yeah, Green Day. That album is awesome. Old school rock. Love it. It was about that time when I first was starting getting introduced to music like that, like Green Day. I want to say Linkin Park was thrown in there. Sum 41. I almost put a Sum 41 album on here, but then I was like, no, it's not a perfect album.
No filler.
Yeah,
that's fair.
It's a good album, but there's a few.
That's a pretty good fucking shout.
Pretty good
Yeah,
shout.
that's a good album.
That's a good album, but I haven't heard it, so I can't put it on the perfect list. But as you can tell by our generation,
You probably could put it on the list. To
I
be
was going to say
fair.
182 as well. Blink 182.
I couldn't put an album on there because there's probably like 2 I would say are amazing.
Yeah.
Like Take Off Your Pants and Jacket is a really good album.
I was going to say, I think I might have to Spotify that to see
And
what
then
you're skipping.
and then the other one is the one with the nurse on, obviously, because of all the small things. Like,
Yeah. What are you
pretty fucking
skipping
good.
on Pants and Jacket?
Find out.
Let's find out.
Because that's an absolutely fantastic album. I can't think of anything I'd skip on that.
Ba-ding, ding.
But it's been a while since I listened to it.
Let's go, don't wait. This night's almost over. Memory that's full of fun. Fucked up when it's all done. On and on. Reckless and fell in love with a girl at the rock show. She said what, and I told her that I didn't know. She never found out why you left him, but this answer begs that question. Too blind to see tomorrow. Too broke to beg or borrow. We really need to see this through. We never wanted to be
I'm intrigued. I love how this has all become like we're listening to this music and coming out with perfect albums on the fly. There's two. There's two we just thought off the top of our head. Let's go Take Off the Pants and Jacket and Dookie.
Enema of the State.
Enema of the State.
The one with the nurse.
Yeah.
About. And that is actually a really good album as well. Yeah,
but this is the issue, because when you say a band like that, because we obviously all grew up watching that and listening to that, it's hard to say like, oh, that album's really good without listening to it and going like, oh, I'd skip that one, because I felt really like it would give its unjust deserves to just go, we'll throw that band in there because there's probably a perfect album, but we just don't know which one.
What if you'd skip a song if your dad walked in the room?
Oh yeah, shit, piss, cunt, cucks.
I was thinking more fuck a dog in the ass.
Oh no, my dad. Yeah, actually,
ass.
yeah. Well, when you find your dog and his ass.
I can actually remember my dad walking into the room and he was listening to that, and it was just got to the bit where I was talking about fucking a pirate, and my dad was just like, "What are you listening to?"
Yarr. Yeah. I probably would, but then that to me isn't really a song. That's a skit. If we were going by your rules.
It's a song.
Okay.
It is a full song with a melody, words that rhyme.
It's a song.
It's a song.
Well, there's two albums I've just picked.
Well, I would say it's a bad song. I'm just saying.
Maybe three.
Does the rule count if you'd skip it if your mum walked in the room?
Okay. Right. So there's three albums. So Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, Enema of the State, both by Blink-182, and then Green Day, Dookie.
I'm not like you. What the hell is ADD? My friends say I should act my age. What's my age again? What's my age again? Shoot a dog, shoot a fucking nightmare. I'm ready to say it ain't so. I will not go. Turn the lights off. Carry me home.
So
I want to go back to the hippity hoppy.
Hippity hop.
And just noticing the time, knowing that this is already a long cast.
It's not that long, actually. I can tell you right now, with the power of editing, it's only like an hour and 11 minutes on my screen.
Sweet.
It's not bad.
Jedi Mind Tricks, The Funeral and the Raven.
It's blood on me, homie. It's like Leatherface's apron. It's 33 degrees like a dedicated mason. It's the bottom of the ninth, ball swing at the pitch. If we talking about a Richa, then I'm bringing the witch. Son gone, I ain't half your team left, buddy. I dropped in today, some thought I was crazy. But a lot of y'all thought it's amazing. You think that I believe every word it was hazy. I was just trying to see what pill you was taking.
Okay, I personally avoided Jedi because when we brought it up a few casts ago, we all had differing opinions on this band and their albums and which albums we liked. Because we all love Jedi. I would not argue with that. I couldn't pick an album. That was my issue.
Yeah, there are loads of great albums.
The problem is that's my problem. They've got loads of really, really good albums, but I don't think I'd put...
Which is that one? The...
What?
Red and Blue album. The
Servants of Heaven.
Yeah, Servants of Heaven, Kings of Hell. That was my favourite album up until Funeral of the Raven.
Okay.
Funeral of the Raven, I don't skip a song.
Wow.
It is such an incredible album.
Okay.
Like, bands normally crunch out their best album early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on.
Vinny Paz has waited.
He's waited.
Have you listened to it? Have you actually given it the time? Because I think that's the biggest problem with Funeral of the Raven, that I know you haven't listened to it properly, and it is.
I will need to listen to it again.
Phenomenal album.
Not bad, from what I remember. To be fair.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, because we all love that band.
It's almost a bad thing. The problem is, I put on any of these new albums, and I'm like, I'm going to put Legacy of Blood on.
Yeah.
So
that's my issue.
I also have this syndrome. I will listen to the entire album, and as I just said, A Raven and the Funeral, perfect album.
Yeah.
But even when it finishes, my brain goes, now we need to listen to Heavy Metal Kings.
That's it. I'm just if I stumble into Jedi Mind Tricks, I'll be like,
I'm there for a while.
I can't listen to this album in full because I need to do all the bangers. Like,
I need to go. Yeah. See, I can't argue with that, Dan, because I feel like Jedi, we all love Jedi, and we all differ on our favourite, probably perfect albums of Jedi, because we all have different likes and different beats, different styles of how they approach their albums, I would say.
Yeah.
I fucking love Legacy of Blood. That's a pretty good fucking shout, to be honest. But, again, that's down to our personal preferences. Would it be perfect? I'll have to listen to it from beginning to end.
It is, yeah.
It's
do
good.
it.
Yeah,
Do
okay.
it. It's worth your time, Lee.
All right.
What's next on your list, Ben?
Another one that swings for the fences. Toxicity.
System?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I brought my pogo stick just to show her a trick. She had so many friends. The toxicity of our city, of our city. No! Wake up! Wake up! Run, rush, and put a little makeup. I discuss the fade away, the shake up.
So I mentioned this. I'm talking to a woman that I work with today, and the moment I said perfect album, she said System of a Down, potentially their second album, which is Toxicity.
Yeah. Chop Suey. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's so many bangers on it.
It is. I would say, yeah, not forgetting about System, that's a pretty bloody good album.
Prison Song, banger. Needles, banger. Deer Dance, banger. Jet Pilot, banger. X is good. I wouldn't skip it. It's not a banger. Chop Suey, banger. Bounce, banger. Forest, banger. They're all bangers. Like
Great album.
Bounce.
What have you not got downloaded? Is that
Science. But I must have missed it off.
I was going to say, that's quite a good song.
Yeah, I've obviously missed that one off. My favourite song off that album is Atwa.
Yeah, okay. No, I can see that.
It's not an obvious pick.
No.
But it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Do
Solid.
like Bounce. I'm a sucker for Bounce. I do like that song. Just after Chop Suey and the epicness of that, to go straight into Bounce, where it's like, you can just see it if they played that live, just everyone just bobbing, going crazy. Just,
there's so many good System songs though. That's
Yeah.
quite tough. Shut up.
It's a good pick though. I'm not going to argue. Toxicity is a very good album. I love how we're all over the shop with our albums as well, which is sweet.
So what's your last album then, Lee? So I've got one more.
I've got one left. Yeah.
So with the one that we're sharing, then there's one more I've got after that.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with the one that we're sharing. Offspring Americana.
Baby, life is like a ride on a freeway, dodging bullets while you're trying to work. How can one little street swallow so many lives? Tell me, baby. And all the girls say I'm pretty fly. It's hard to start in America my way. Well, fuck you. Shit, and I said yeah, yeah. Oh man, she's got issues that I'm gonna pay.
Fair.
Yeah.
As soon as the first song came on, or the intro is like, "Welcome to Americana. Please insert credit now." I'm like, yeah, I'm in for a good time, and it's so good. It's what's your favorite song off the album? Because I love Feelings. I think
So before we get to
Feelings is
that question, we
good.
will revisit it. But would you be tempted to skip Pretty Fly for a white guy?
yes and no, because I don't
No.
think. I think the thing is,
back in the day, because of its overplayability.
Yeah,
but
I would.
nowadays I
Now-
wouldn't because I don't hear it.
100%.
So-
And as soon as you hear that Gundagi, but you're like, yeah, you know what's happening. I'm not skipping this. This is hilarious. Oh, it's a good album. All of them are really good. Kids aren't all right. So great. No, it's just every song. Listening it today.
So good.
What
is the best song on that album?
I think it's either Feelings or it's Kids Aren't Alright. I love Kids Aren't Alright.
I think Feelings is the worst song on that album.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a
What's
fan
your-
of it.
what
at
you
all.
picking?
And Kids Aren't Alright. It's a good shout.
Yeah.
But I
think it's just I remember
I
watching
think
the
the
music
best
video.
song on that is Staring on the Sun.
Which was my pick.
Yeah.
Oh, baby,
You're
laughing.
staring
Yeah,
at the sun.
yeah, that's actually a good one. Because it just
Fucking
gets
banger,
quicker.
mate.
It's like a run on.
Freeway. Dodging bullets
I
while we're
was
trying to
worried
find a
that
way.
neither of you were going to pick that song.
Oh yeah, no.
Because it is the best one.
Everyone's around and no one does a damn thing. It brings me down. It's a good song.
The other one I was going to pick, my debate would be Staring at the Sun or No Brakes.
Yeah.
Why don't you get a job?
Oh, great song.
I sing that a lot.
I sing that a lot. Americana, great song.
I just remember Americana because the instrumental was used a lot on the, was it Michael Moore Bowling for Columbine?
Walla
documentary.
Walla. I've just spotted that. What a song Walla Walla is.
Yes.
Fair.
So under his arm was a VCR. Hey, a Walla.
It's a great. It's. I feel like when I was like looking at the albums I picked, I feel like The Offspring and Less Than
I
Jake.
don't know why none of these songs are liked, but this is an absolute slapper of an album. Like,
what are you doing still searching for albums?
this is my last one.
No, there we go. Because I feel like the right two, Offspring, Less Than Jake. You listen to it and you're gonna have a good time. Like The Offspring
Don't
is
bring Less
really
Than
good.
Jake into the same conversation as The Offspring.
No, but I bring those two together because I listen to those albums. I'm gonna have a freaking good time listening to those albums.
They're not even in the same area code.
No,
mate.
but if I listen to them, I'm like, I'm gonna have a freaking good time. Like the Offspring one just makes me want to go and try and skateboard now at my middle age crisis. You know, it's so good that Americana's a banger of an album.
Yeah, absolutely love The Offspring.
Really good.
My last album is Jerry Cinnamon, Erratic Cinematic.
What have you done, son? Sold your soul to a demon. Dance like a dusty for a bag of stone. In the heat of the moment, my mind got left out in the cold. I don't think we're Kansas anymore. Still same old road. Way deep down inside, you already know.
Do you know who Jerry Cinnamon is, Lee?
I've got a freaking clue who that person is. I'm well
Scottish
excited.
indie dude.
Huh?
Scottish indie dude.
Oh, Scott! I thought you said Dutch indie dude. My headphones are just not great.
Yeah,
It's Scottish.
Scottish indie dude.
Okay.
His first album,
Mhm.
Erratic Cinematic, is banger after banger.
Okay.
It's really good. It's raw. It's brilliant. Second album was one of the worst things I've ever endured.
What really? So like a fall from grace?
A massive fall from
Wow.
His tickets went from 30 quid to like 100 quid. New album, and that was the last you've ever heard of him.
Wow.
That
sucks.
To be fair, he's not had enough time to bounce back with a third good album that goes back to his roots.
It was that much of a drop off.
Yeah, I really didn't like it, and like he didn't get the fan base that he got from his first album either. Like
Flash in the pan, mate.
yeah, but
Wow.
you go back to them Flash in the Pan songs. Bouter is a Bouter. Cantar is absolutely fantastic. Sometimes brilliant. You know, these are all songs that regularly pop up on my playlist. That
Right.
I regularly add to. You know, when I'm
Other
making
lists.
other playlists and stuff. And you know, it's an artist that I recommend to people as well. You know, his first album is great. If he went on tour again next year, when I'm just doing my first album, I'll probably pay the 100 quid.
Really?
Yeah.
Just the first album.
Just the first
Okay.
album. His second album, I'm going to be overboard. His second album wasn't the worst thing I've ever heard. It was an okay album, but in
First album was
comparison
too good.
the first album was just too good.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Asylum syndrome.
Bit of a No Doubt syndrome. No Doubt's first album was far better than anything else they
fair.
did.
Fair.
Won't put up there a perfect album. I'm just saying No Doubt's first album is better than anything else.
I would say it's an honourable mention.
I don't
It's-
know.
it's got
when
some-
you go back to it, you realise there's half a
Right,
dozen
so
great songs.
I
half a
used to
dozen
get
not
yeah.
so
So I
great
get
songs.
This is going to sound really weird, but I got No Doubt and Catatonia modelled up as a kid.
How the hell did you do that?
Yeah,
Exactly. I've no idea.
Not even close.
Nowhere near. Nowhere near close.
They couldn't be.
Yeah.
Catatonia is the Welsh one, right?
Yeah.
Mulder and Scully.
Yeah. And I'm like, when I was growing up, I was like, oh, that's No Doubt.
Not the Welsh ones.
There, Gwen Stefani
Gwen
and
Stefani.
yeah,
Singing about our
Actual
bananas.
Bangers.
yeah. I was so confused because I was
Bangers.
like, I would listen to it and I'd be like, this is who are these again? And I'm like, I've got that band loaded up.
Is a certified banger.
Oh, yeah. That's a good song. Yeah. Interesting.
Alas.
Mate, the thing I got really, really confused with when I was younger, music-wise, is I didn't realise that Sting and the lead singer of the Police were the same person.
Right. Okay.
Took me ages to figure that out.
That makes sense. Okay.
So go on, Ben. What's your last one?
Youth and Young Manhood, which is the debut album for the Kings of Leon.
Don't get down, my darling. I'm gonna take my face down. I'm gonna take your dog. When it's so small, I run out free. Never gonna give it like you used to. You want it, she got it. Molly's handles on the chain of mine. Blessed, cracked, and bleeding.
Where they sound like meth heads.
Meth heads.
In fact,
Is that what the reviews actually said?
no. I'm just gonna. You can edit it out.
Oh, I will. While we're playing this, there's probably going to be a mixtape being played, so I can hear this for the first time. Okay.
It's not the Kings of Leon. You know.
No, 100% it isn't. Just after listening to that a little bit.
When I leant over, I thought, I like Kings of Leon. I didn't recognise a single
not-
song.
That's
not Sex on Fire, Kings of Leon.
No,
That's
that
good
is
Kings of Leon.
definitely no. That's like raw, which is kind of cool.
Genius is another banger.
Uh-huh.
They're all bangers, but if you want to get into it, Holy Roller, Novocaine, great. Genius, definitely listen to Genius. I probably should have started you on that song because that's fucking really good. But that's like a favourite of mine. Spiral Staircase, because it makes no sense and
it just makes no sense.
So if we was going to argue for one song one album from out of all the albums that we mentioned as being perfect albums, which album would you argue is the perfect album?
As in pushing it personally or against other albums? Because personally, it's an easy pick. But
well, what's your personal choice?
Well, my personal choice is Thick Freakness by the Black Keys, which is the second album that they did. But if I was putting one into a Mortal Kombat style tournament, I'd pick Songs for the Deaf by Queen of the Stone Age.
I think it'll be between that and Hot Fuss.
That's a really fucking good one.
I think it'll be those two.
I was picking between Hot Fuss and Americana.
Yeah. See,
I
think
Queen of the Stone Age blows Americana out of the water.
No.
I think it does.
No.
I feel like this is a fatal three-way.
So if you were talking about a more wider audience, if you're not talking about us three, if we're going to stepping away, let's see what Lee's personal one is first.
No, my personal one will be definitely Rage Against the Machine self-titled. Like I have time for that. Whenever I kind of like you, Dan. If one of their songs comes on in the gym, I'm literally like, I stop the workout and I immediately go, I haven't heard this album in ages, and I will put the album on. Like, I fucking love that album. Like, that will probably be my out-and-out favourite album.
Mine would be Jedi.
Fair. That's a good pick.
Raven and a Funeral.
Cool.
Love that album.
You obviously number two.
You're putting in
as my personal push.
Personal push.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you used to argue that we're stepping outside of this room, and you're saying that for something that everybody could enjoy, your mum ain't putting Queens of the Stone Age on.
She ain't putting Americana on either.
She's putting Hot Fuzz on.
The first if we were going to have that argument,
that's why I think that I said that Queens of the Stone Age would come high, because I always said, I said that because I didn't say top, because I think out of the ones we've picked,
that
Hot Fuzz is probably number one.
I feel it is.
But Queens is probably number two.
Yeah, and I'd put Americana number two.
I can see both your arguments. The problem is then I would come down to track list. I think Hot Fuzz beats both of them because the first 6 songs on that album are fucking incredible.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz is the best album.
It's the best album. But then I think we go down that weird kind of tangent of like, what would you define as a track list would be better? Like, if you went song for song for like Americana and Queens of Stone Age and listened to them, that's how I would do it. because I feel like Songs for the Deaf is a great album. I probably would sing 3 or 4 songs off that album compared to Americana. And that's not me just being biased because I picked Americana. But Songs for the Deaf has got some really good songs in it, though, as well. That's the issue.
Apart from Feelings, I'd sing along to every single song from Americana.
And that's where it comes down to your personal preference.
Yeah.
I feel like you just have to go song for song, blow for blow.
I think it'll always come down to personal preference.
Yeah, I think that's... Yeah.
I like Queens of the
Neither
Stone
of us are going
Age.
to back down on this.
No, that's why I love it.
And the thing is that I might not even put on third.
The thing is, right, I would have been happy with Queens of the Stone Age coming in third until you said Americana was better than it.
Americana
and then I
was
was like, no, it's not. It's not being third to fucking Offspring.
It
right?
is. Americana is one of the best albums ever.
I feel like you have to go song for song for that, and I think you both have to keep an open mind on it. That's my issue. Because I know for songs, it's not going to happen. But I feel like if you broke it down,
both made our decision. That's
no,
that.
you're not backing down. The troops are deployed. Like if you went like, name me an Offspring song, you would probably say "Pre-Flight for a White Guy."
They name me a Queens of the Stone Age song.
No, nobody knows, or whatever that song's called.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
No, nobody knows what they're called.
No,
Like,
but that's what the name of the song's called, though.
Name me a different Offspring song.
I know so many. That's the issue.
Do it.
Name me a different Queens of the Stone Age song.
I can't do that.
Name a different song.
Oh, the Queens of Stone Age.
Just a song.
Tell me what albums we're talking about.
We're talking about Americana. We're talking about... Well, the worst thing is I know Offspring more than Queens of Stone Age, but I own that one. Name another album that you said today.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
He doesn't remember stuff. Like, he's not a valid... He's not a valid...
Got to think.
Judge. Like, he's a goldfish. We talked about something else and he's forgotten everything.
Lee, tell me the name of a Queens of the Stone Age song.
Pass me your book.
You fucking broke me.
Tell me an album.
Tell me what your album. No.
NF Hope.
Yeah, that took way too long.
Offspring Americana.
That's the one we're talking about.
I know. I can say that. I mentioned it though. Rage Against Machines have titles. Wu-Tang Clan, 36 Chambers. NF Hope.
Yep.
You've definitely counted that one twice.
I don't care. I'm going to keep saying it's a great album. Killer's Hot Fuss.
Said that one twice.
NF Hope.
Americana.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can understand why I write things down because my memory isn't as great as what did I miss? Less Than Jake Hello Rockville and Black Album. Shit. Yeah, my memory's not that great. I love when you guys put me on the spot. It makes me look like an idiot.
Great.
You say put you on the spot, right? The song is called No One Knows.
No one knows. I know I'm really bad. No
Lee,
one knows.
Tell me the name of a Queens of the Stone Age song.
No one knows.
No, yay.
Yeah, there we go. But I don't. I'll be like, the funniest thing is I'll forget it. I'll be like, what is it? He goes, boom, ding, boom, ding, boom, ding, and it has like
Kind
Dave
of.
Grohl.
You're somewhere in the
It is,
beach.
but it's like it has Dave Grohl on drums at one point because of the music video and a deer. That's what I
Dave
remember.
Grohl drums for the whole album.
Does he? Oh, okay. So I was not even right with that.
He drums for the whole album.
Do you know the drummer for Nirvana is?
Yeah, Dave Grohl.
Looks like him, doesn't he?
Yeah, looks a lot.
Looks a lot like him. Drummer for Nirvana looks a lot like the lead singer from
Do you know what the
Foo Fighters.
next podcast is?
What?
We're just gonna give Lee the quiz of his life.
Yeah, I'm in.
We're gonna ask him ridiculous questions he should plainly know the answer to.
We're doing this.
Like, Lee, tell me the name of a Queens of the Stone Age song.
No one knows.
We're doing this.
This is so bad.
You need to get ready for a quiz.
Is that episode 10? Quizzing Lee.
Quizzing Lee.
Quizzing Lee. Shit, I'm really bad at these things.
Inquisitively.
Well, episode 10 we're going to do a recap, but I'm definitely bringing in a quiz for Lee.
I feel really bad. I'm really bad.
We'll quiz Lee on all the previous episodes.
Fucking hell. Jesus. Guys, I'm just saying now, I feel like I'm being targeted here, listeners. I'm up against a wall. They're holding Berettas at me.
This is going to be good.
It's a firing line. I feel so bad.
We love Lee. Lee knows we love him.
Yeah.
This is why we're allowed to bully him.
Yeah, bullying's okay if you know them. It's fine.
If he
it's
could
not.
remember stuff, we wouldn't bully him.
I'm just really bad at
Bulling's not
remembering
okay if
stuff.
you just know people. If you know people love you.
Exactly. All right.
Then
I know
it's
they love me.
okay.
Yeah. I know it's all in
You
jest.
put yourself in this.
I always do. I put my foot in my mouth all the time. It's bad. It's a horrible trait.
My God.
But anyway, guys, that was Perfect Albums, our take on them. Maybe we've missed a fair few because there's so much music in the world. Maybe we mentioned a few that you out there listening to.
Mate, I'm thinking of ones now that
Yeah.
you know, I should have mentioned. Bloodhound Gang. What's their big album called?
Good question.
I don't know it.
Not off
Is
the
it-
top of my head.
is it
We're not
Blood?
asking you.
But yeah, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this.
No Beatles mentions.
See, I'm not a big
I
fan.
actually went through a lot of the Beatles albums, and I don't think they've got a perfect album.
I'm going to zip my mouth because I'm not the biggest of Beatles fans. So, but yeah, if you're listening to this on Podbean, thank you very much. Thanks for the download. Please give us a follow and leave in the comments your thoughts on the Perfect album. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, feel like subscribing, telling us your thoughts in the comments below as well. Leave a like, comment below, tell us your thoughts, and also click that notification bell for the next episode because it will tell you when the next episode's live for Digression Session. So, yeah, I think the next episode we're talking about revenge movies and our top 5s of other movies. Yeah.
Quiz time.
Quiz time. Take it easy, guys. Have a good one.